serious. Everyone tuck in your shirts.
We got to get to the...
Oh, a team of editors prepared.
If you could get this one take.
It's better. Half tuck? That's a different video. The auto shows are done, and the Digital Trends Auto team has spent the past year driving amazing cars and sharing that experience with you. So now it's time to pick the best of the best. We have 15 cars from a multitude of categories. And if it seems daunting, well, it is. But fear not, because we have some help. Tim from 503 Motoring and Beast Mode himself, Marshawn Lynch.
One take!
This year we're judging cars in 5 categories: luxury, sport utility, performance, alternative energy, and the nebulous cars category, featuring our favorite daily drivers. And to decide the winners, we're setting up shop at DT headquarters to pour some drinks and hash it out. Let's talk about luxury, since you guys drove a bunch of luxury cars. Which one? You drove the Jaguar XF and the BMW 750i.
We did not drive that.
We
one.
didn't
We were
drive.
But you
required
got the
about.
experience. of the
We did get the
750i.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It was the truth.
The back half of the sedan is overloaded with creature comforts, including a Samsung tablet and a quote Vitality program, which makes the Bimmer's back seat a mobile spa visit.
And I'll be honest with you, my biggest problem, and I'm a tech guy.
Right.
I like tech. That car had too much tech.
If you're in it by yourself, you're kind of wasting it.
Yeah. That
Because
car is
it's
meant to be driven in.
In,
I think
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the
back
main
seat
thing.
is the
just
key.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Extremely comfortable.
On the other hand, I feel like the Jaguar XF is very
Yes.
driver focused.
Very different approach. Despite its size, it's very fun to drive. It has a 380 horsepower supercharged V6 in it, so it's very responsive, very quick, and it does not feel heavy at all. It feels much lighter than it really is.
CT6 had a couple of interesting gadgets too. It had the Bose Panerai surround sound system, which has like four
good.
I think there's like a million
That was a
speakers.
rival
and,
for the Volvo.
and they're built
Yes, it's
into all
fantastic.
different areas of the car. It was pretty quick and fairly agile, although
I thought the engine was very
the
smooth.
engine was very smooth.
Just talking about specifically the term of luxury for those cars. What was the most luxurious experience?
Easy answer.
The BMW.
Easy answer.
No. So you might think that the 750i is our winner, but no. Aside from its immaculate sound, the CT6 seemed to integrate its tech with much more subtlety than the others. Plus, its ride is incredibly smooth, making for a lovely passenger experience. Now, on to SUV. We had the Volvo XC-90 T8, which is like the
Inscription.
Inscription,
Yep.
the top of the line one. We had the Audi Q7, and we had the Honda Pilot.
The Q7 drives just as well as some performance cars.
Yeah.
It's a big car, but it really feels very, very light. The suspension tuning is very impressive, especially compared to other SUVs. And some of the best things about the driving dynamics is that you can tailor them too. So you can have it in comfort mode and the suspension will soften up, the steering will lighten up, and then you can have it in dynamic mode and it becomes much stiffer, much more engaging.
Pilot does have a lot of the features that were in those other two cars. It didn't
Exactly
have
right.
some of the standout stuff, like it didn't have a plug-in hybrid powertrain.
Tons of storage.
And as far as the technology, it has a full suite of safety features, very easy to use infotainment system.
I think that's a credit to the Pilot, is that, you know, although that it almost looks unfair to compare that to other cars in the segment, price range, you get a lot of this in the Pilot, similar features that you had in the other two, but on a much lower and more accessible range. Really liking this Volvo right now. You really have to spend some time in it because it's like a futuristic concert hall on wheels. You know, and everyone who got into the car really enjoyed it. You know, like the leather, the exposed wood, the technology, the way they did everything, the way they kind of explored. There's a lot in there. It has a hybrid system, but it also has a turbocharged engine, so there's a lot working for it. At the end of the day, though, you don't really notice it. You know, the complexity doesn't interrupt the experience. Really easy to use tablet-style interface on the inside. It gives you all the information. It does everything in this really nice, very specific kind of way, and I really dug it.
But it was educational for me because I didn't know a Volvo could get down like that. You know what I'm saying, though? Yeah. So out of all the cars that we maneuvered in today, you feel me, though, and got active in, you know, the Volvo probably was my favorite.
That was your favorite. Yeah. And we concur. Volvo's XC-90 is a great example of how automakers can still surprise us with unique approaches to conventional segments.
I'm like Beetlejuice. You say my name 3 times, and then it's like, you call Beetlejuice, you know some shit gonna happen. So you say beast mode 3 times, it's like, I think you, you know what I'm saying?
Cars is admittedly our most nebulous category. Each nominee could easily fall into a specialty category. But these are the everyday heroes that are relatively attainable and could easily be someone's daily driver.
Out of the cars we drove today, it was actually hard to pick a favorite. The Camaro SS and the Mazda MX-5 Miata. The third one was the Honda Civic, which we drove Wednesday.
They had a Honda Civic, man. Y'all, why y'all didn't let me try that?
It's still here.
Why are you so excited about the Civic?
It's lime green.
You should see what color.
A lime green Civic.
I know this car pretty well, and I've been a fan of it since I first got behind the wheel. It's just a great all-around car. I mean, Honda did an amazing job with this redesign. Before, it was sort of like it had fallen out of grace in terms of having that fun-to-drive characteristic while offering, you know, modern technology and that kind of stuff. But they really kind of just, they did a number on this one, and I'm a big fan of the car.
Chevrolet's Camaro debuts its 6th generation pony car for 2016. This new generation impressed us thoroughly.
The interior is vastly better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels much more like you could live with it every day.
Right.
If the old Camaro was really just a muscle car, a second car,
Yeah.
you know, it would be hard to use as a daily driver. And this one is also fantastic to drive.
The Mazda MX-5 almost needs no introduction. The Miata's endurance through the years boils down to one simple fact. It makes driving fun.
For what it says it wants to be, which is, it says it wants to be a lightweight, roadster, 2-seater, fairly comfortable, engaging car to drive.
Right.
It checks every single one of those boxes perfectly well.
If a small 2-seater doesn't work for you, then the Miata won't work for you. But other than that, it's hard to find fault with it.
In the end, it was the Civic Coupe, with its updated looks, utility, and accessible sportiness, that emerged as our daily driver hero. Our collection of alternative energy vehicles are, of course, sensibly efficient, but they're also much more livable than prior generation EVs. We had the latest generation Toyota Prius, we had the Audi A3-etron, and we had the Chevrolet Volt. I really like the e-tron, mainly for the sake that it doesn't beat me over the head that it's an electric vehicle or that it has some sort of electric hybrid component to it.
It's just a car that makes a lot of sense. The regular A3 is a solid, small luxury car, and this has a well-executed plug-in hybrid powertrain. It's very well-mannered and refined. I think it would make an excellent daily driver.
You know, if I was a stormtrooper commuting to work on a daily basis and I wanted it to be, you know, economical, this would be my car of choice. What it lacks in kind of spirit, it makes up in other places a great deal. For instance, it can get up and go when it really wants to. You know, highway driving is great. It's really smooth, it's really comfortable. And throughout the whole time that we've been driving it, I've barely used any of the gas. It's all been pretty much battery.
The Volt turned out to be very nice. It's a significant improvement of the first-gen car, which is also pretty good. With this one, it seems like GM is trying to sort of make the Volt more mainstream. The Chevy launched the Cruze, which is the same size, and they actually do look quite a bit similar. I feel like the grille might kind of blind other drivers. It's a little shiny, but other than that, it's a solid car.
While the Audi e-tron was the best car, it wasn't the best hybrid. That would be the Toyota Prius, but our winner was the Chevrolet Volt. It splits the difference and delivers both excellent efficiency and a package that doesn't scream, "Hey, look at me, I'm a hybrid." Last and certainly not least, the performance cars. To test these 3 land missiles, we spent the day at Oregon Raceway Park. Throughout this whole test, the Lamborghini was sort of like the crown jewel of everything. You know, of all the cars that we had lined up, this seemed to garner the most attention. Everyone was super excited about it, you know, with good reason. You know, it's hard to not have a good time in this Lamborghini, and as far as the Huracan is concerned, this one is slotted as the more fun version.
Extremely high levels of track performance. You know, as Alex said, this isn't the most optimized track performance edition of this car, but it's still, from the factory, has amazing levels of performance.
You have Lambo?
Yeah.
Which one?
Aventador.
Oh, that
Nice.
one's the big brother to the one that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah. It's the beast mode Lamborghini.
Oh man.
He's gonna hit you, man. He's gonna shove you out of the way.
No,
Careful.
That was 2 times.
That's 2.
I've been keeping that.
So we got one more.
Hey,
It's all right.
If the automakers all colluded and were like, hey, we're just gonna give you guys one car to take home, it would be this thing. Because I could live with this car every single day. It's so comfortable, the power is so sweet, and you know it has the performance where you could take it to a track or you could daily drive it and just have a ball.
it takes all that class, and it's just underneath it. It's just this car that just wants to have a good time. Of all the things that we brought out here, you know, this was the most tail happy, eager to drift car.
This thing right here, you know, the power in that thing it was just immaculate though.
I was the most excited to drive the GT350R out of all the cars that we brought out here. Even though the other ones sort of complement you, this one you really have to kind of earn your stripes with.
While I was expecting, you know, the ferociousness and that came through in the exhaust, I think the exhaust sounded a little like a bear trapped in an aluminum cage. Everything was so muted when you were on the track because it held itself so well. It broke really aggressively. You could brake later and later into the corners. It could rip into a corner, come out full on power, and it just gripped. It stuck and threw you onto the next corner.
Takeaway from the whole thing was that the Lamborghini was the most exciting one to drive, and arguably the sexiest looking one. You had we had the Mustang, which is the most satisfying on the track because it was built for the track, and you had the AMG GTS, which was the most fun. Ultimately, the mighty Mustang took the crown. It stunned us with its sheer track capability, and in this test, that's what performance is all about. So there you have it, our 2016 Digital Trends Car Awards. So I want to thank Tim from 503 Motoring, Marshawn Lynch, you know him, beast mode.
Oh, watch out. And cut.
That's it.
Got the mic.